Yo. All right, cool. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented to you by thehumidor.com and ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. It's summertime. Well, for basically in Florida, it's summer. It's hot as hell. But it's summertime. Or summertime is approaching. ABC always be celebrating. Go out there, get you some of the good stuff there. They got the best specials if you're in the state of Florida. If you want to get your cigars, that's where you need to go get your cigars from. Or if you're not in the state of Florida and you watching this like my boy Devin up in South Kakalaki, go to thehumidor.com. Let me tell you what to type in though. Go ahead and type in that Godfather all caps code. It's going to get you 20% off of all your boxes, which boxes are already discounted. And if you're buying a box, you're more than likely over the $100 spending minimum. So you're going to get free shipping. The only thing you got to worry about is taxes. Like, that's the best deals that you could get. And they got all the major brands that most of us love, know and love. And if they don't have it, you know what you can do? Just let me know. I'll hit up Gwaltney and be like, hey man, where the fuck is this cigar at? And he'll tell me where we can get it at. But you can't get that anywhere else. You can only get that if you basically are a Sports Den listener or a Den Media Group listener, Big Games BS supporter, because I'm here to help everybody party, live life, and live it more abundantly. So that's basically, we got to always get them, because right now we're inside of the world's greatest cigar lounge, Goodfellas Cigar Lounge. We got all kinds of shit popping off now. We got, if you want to fucking hang out with me, you want to know where I'm going to be at every Tuesday night? Right up in this motherfucker from about 8 o'clock to close. Come hang out with your boy. Holla at your boy. Karaoke. Ladies night. We're going to probably start doing a live show here from 6 to 8. And guess what? If you're an all-in member, you get a membership to Goodfellas Cigar Lounge. And if I'm here, I'm going to make sure you get one drink at least for free. So come fuck with your boy in the membership section. So $100 for perspective, $100 a month is what the membership is here at Goodfellas. But you're getting everything on that all-in membership, all the tailgates. You're sponsoring a book bag a month. You get special, like wherever I go, whatever I'm partying, you get to party like me. So that's the Super Bowl, Combine, bowl games, a whole bunch of different things that you can get a chance to participate in if you are a all-in member. But even if just become a member. We're trying to get, my goal is for the rest of the, by sometime during football season, my reach goal, stretching it, I want to get about 5,000 members. Excuse me. If we can get 5,000 members, that's great. That's life-changing. I want to get 5,000 subs, 5,000 subscribers. And I would like to get 100 members. But before we get to that, though, I have to announce one of our other sponsors that we don't really get to talk about. One of the things that people always like, James, what the hell? How do you do so much? I don't think I do that much. They're like, you're always on the go. I don't really view it like that. But since about 7 years ago, when I had my diabetes scare, I had to get with some different clinics that were different. I don't like going to the doctor, so I had to find somebody that could be able to help me want to go to the doctor. So, damn, I almost forgot. Alpha Male Clinic is our sponsor. So I'm a partner in it. Basically, we have all kinds of things. Hormone therapy, testosterone. Yo, I'm gonna even be honest with you. So some of y'all, ladies and men, I want y'all both to listen. Dr. G, if you got a little D, go see Dr. G. There literally is there's a cure for that. Like, you don't have to be short stroking or stabbing anymore. It's non-invasive non-invasive treatment. He's got the plan to do it with you, using stem cells. But here's what we did. We did a little commercial, ran here locally in Jax. We're going to start showing this on our show. So you got to bear with me for 30 seconds. The lack of drive, fatigue, changes in your body. I'm James Coleman. I was dealing with those exact same issues until I found Alpha Male. And now I feel as good as I did during my playing days.
At Alpha Male, we specialize in TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. This life-changing therapy is helping men. It helps them improve their mood, concentration, sexual athletic performance, as well as fatigue and sleep.
Feeling elite with Alpha Male. I never call sexual, because that I was explaining to somebody one day, I don't know what I am. Don't know what I got. I've seen movies. When you watch porn in high definition on an 85-inch TV, fucks up your whole, distorts your view. But I know I'm an athlete. And I remember it was a woman, I won't say who it is because I never tried to make things get pinpointed. She's like, her friends asked, what is it like being with an athlete? She's like, you haven't had sex until you've been power clean in the bedroom. And so sexual athleticism sometimes it's not about what you got, it's about how you use what you got and can you leave a dent. And this is what we're trying to do with Alpha Male Jacks. We got all kinds of different plans, but the best part about this is if you're like me, you are on the go and you hate going to a doctor's clinic. You can literally pick up the phone or send a text message because these are certified doctors and nurse practitioners who can literally get you. If you're able to describe your symptoms, they're going to make sure they hook you up and help you out the best possible. I've been sick coming off of trips and I didn't feel like going in. They went on ahead and listened to what I was talking about. Sent me sent me my medicines to my pharmacy, scooped it up and live life. But that's new sponsor Alpha Male Jacks. I gotta run that. I need y'all to check it out. Go check out the website. Even if you're out of town, if you're in town, we can set up some different things. But we wanted to run the blood panels. Everybody needs to get the blood panels ran because then it's going to check your hormones, check your triglycerides, check your white blood cell count, all these different things that you have no idea what the fuck is going on, and they can read you your rights. They can tell you if you're going to die. They can tell you like all these, like you need to switch whoop, whoop, whoop. And it's not all about taking big pharma medicines. Some of this stuff can be handled with vitamins and diet, as the vitamins is what the British says. So I wanted to make it sound a little fancier. So that's one of our key sponsors. That's how we run this shit. Check it out. Damn, I don't even know what that says, Miles. Oh. John G. Oh, John. Oh, well, no, I'm just trying to help people get big. This is the summertime because actually, this is the perfect reason why we need men. We need to start doing this. But before we get into that, I appreciate everybody who hooked Miles up for his birthday. Did Trey tell you 7:15 we're going to eat somewhere? Oh. All right. Well, apparently Trey's buying you dinner too or something like tonight. I don't know what we're eating, but Trey's just spending all his money. This is why I didn't want to give him a damn debit card. But we got that. But yeah, just check out the sponsors. The sponsors are literally how I am able to do this. I appreciate you guys for doing all of that. But so going backwards after now that we got that out, we want to get. I want to. This is the time of year where I do get a little stressed and I do work a little bit harder. It's the book bag drive. It's that time of year. So we have July 22nd in Orlando, July 29th and the 30th in Tallahassee. I believe August 6th and 7th in Jacksonville. The Atlanta date hasn't been set, and we're potentially doing Sarasota, but like really like where I get an opportunity, I shut down the entire hood. I didn't grow up in this neighborhood. I grew up not too far from it, but at the same time, it's supposed to be one of the roughest areas. We've had no issues. Last year we gave away 1,000 book bags, and I believe we fed 1,100 families that came through that. This year, we impacted 2,500 people last year. What I want to do this year is we're gonna go 3,600. So $3,600. $36 is what it costs for the backpack, basically for the backpack and the food. So you do the math, I think that's about $130,000. So we obviously it takes a lot to fundraise, but the goal is going to get there. And if you have a business that you want some advertising for, I would prefer that you direct it toward this right here. Any memberships go toward this right here. If you have a match program with your company, let me know. I would love to be able to work with you guys on that. If a lot of people did a little, we can impact a lot. I want to rephrase that. If a lot of people did a little, we can impact a lot. So again, 36 book bags, $36 a bag. So if we can get that knocked out by that would be $3,600 dollar donations of $3,636 donations would impact the communities of Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Orlando, and potentially Sarasota. So fully stocked. Yeah, so it's about 9 weeks worth of stuff. We always put it in there. You can make your checks payable to MFTK Foundation. It is not just man fuck them kids. It is literally, you can go to Sunbiz. It is legitimately a 501c3. MFTK Foundation at gmail.com if you want to pay on PayPal. Money sign MFTK36, MFTK Foundation on Venmo. Those are the PayPals and the Venmo. So we're going to start doing heavy marketing for that. Obviously, and then or just purchase a tailgate ticket. Those tailgate ticket proceeds, a portion of the proceeds go toward the book bag drives and the community stuff as well. As I already said, I want to get 3,000 followers or 3,000 subscribers this as soon as possible. There's 100 members sometime by the end of the year. Would love to have 5,000 subs. Again, those push the algorithm, make people like our channel. Miles is doing bananas numbers with these shorts. Two of the last three were kind of made me feel a little bad. I don't know what happened with those, but like they shadow banned us. But then this last one seems to be doing good, and some of our older ones are doing well. So again, that's kind of what we like to do. The goal is to continue to bring unique talent. Now, recruiting season is coming into hold that video. But I need you to click shout out to my pilgrims though. I like this question I want to do a cultural question of the day. So if you got any cultural questions, you want to know about black people, you want to know about white people, you want to know, we don't know each other. I think that's people fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. I want to understand people. I love it. So shout out to my pilgrims. Chief Jossiola, former military. He tweets out, I ask, what are the five movies of your culture that we just need to know so we can understand? And he put the five as the king of the whites. He put 2001: A Space Odyssey. I've never seen that. 4, Casablanca. I only know Here's Looking at You, Kid. Rear Window. The Godfather. I can watch when The Godfather, if it's on, that's what I'm watching. It's one of those movies. Citizen Kane. I've only heard about it, never seen it, don't know, but I will give him. I guess Italians are technically white, but I will give them that. That's a solid. Those are very white movies. I would have never known any of these movies like to watch. But then he wasn't the only one who participated. B-Rad at Vision for Knowles participated. 13 Hours, The Story of Benghazi. I think his is a little bit more of a modern list. Like more of the, but some of these are good. Scarface, I think that's just that's Spanish, but I think but all the Spanish people I know hate Al Pacino's accent. There's no Hispanic, they're all Jewish, the actors in that. Well, Al Pacino's Italian. Besides, yeah. But the funny thing is that what I try to tell Spanish people is, to us, he sounds very Spanish. He only doesn't sound Spanish to Spanish people. Like, so we don't know what the hell's going on. I take your word for it, but he, like, that motherfucker was Cuban to me. When we copy the accent, we think of him. Yeah, like, that's it. Like, so say hello to my, anyway, Tombstone, great movie. Yeah. I'd be a Huckleberry. I was just joking. I wasn't. It was just it was like, so that was one of the coldest lines. Like, he said, I believe we have a bet. That's what everybody who I have bets with, trust me, that's what I'm coming with you with the Val Kilmer's part. I was just joking. Well, I wasn't. Like, Top Gun, very white. But you got it's that soundtrack. It's one of the whitest soundtracks you can get, man. It is like them and Rocky. I told you, like, those are good ones. Tears of the Sun, no clue what that is. But shout out to my pilgrims. I think somebody else put on Full Metal Jacket. Oh yeah. But he said you got to watch the whole thing because people only know about the boot camp scene, and because it was so iconic. But so we got that. We're gonna get into some FSU stuff real quick here in a minute. But I want to push, if you click on the video, it's connected to Facebook, but I want to show people my the link. And if you go into the a favorite touchdown, and we're going to talk about my nephew, but this is like where I think I told my guy Jeff Cohane, the new voice of the Seminoles, that he could get a lot of practice on how to say touchdown Coleman by just going back and looking into the vault. There's a lot of touchdowns by Coleman. So this is me basically breaking down with my favorite hat company, Dome Hats. Shout out to Jeff Whitaker. Even though he's a Florida grad, he's an okay person. But me breaking down, do you remember we did this, Miles? This was during it was during COVID. So me breaking down my favorite touchdown at Florida State. This may be a trivia question one day. What's my favorite of my 10 touchdowns? I'm at Big Game James _36. And this is my Dome Football Rewind. My favorite play that I ever was in was the 2005 Gator Bowl versus West Virginia. Fourth quarter, first and goal. We just broke off a really, really long run where I knocked out the linebacker, and Leon did my favorite thing. He got tackled on the 1 yard line. It's 23-18. This right here sets up for my touchdown, which everybody in the nation knew what was going to happen once we got to this situation. Coach Bowden called the play in from the sideline. Anytime he put that little headset on, he was calling the special teams play or 34 belly. You just saw Rich Rodriguez. He's disgusted because he knows what's about to happen. He can't stop it or protect his children from it. We're in 2 tight heavy. We got 3 tight ends. Paul Irons is a tight end. He's there. He's my lead block technically. Chris Ricks hands me the ball off. Not a good block. Keep my feet running. Climb over to the end zone. Touchdown. It's this thing that Billy Sexton used to always say is called AFOC. Accelerate feet on contact. No matter when you get hit or if you initiate the contact, if you keep your feet running, you'll be able to get more yards and you'll be able to get touchdowns. That's Matt Root.
Everybody in the nation will know who you are. Here it is again.
It's like 6,
Boom,
7.
that comes across my face, move my feet, climb over the pile, score a touchdown. Mama's happy in the stand because her baby just scored another touchdown. And that's what you guys at Seminole Nation know me for. See it? 3-6. And your media guy, number 1 of your heart. I'm James Coleman, and that's my Dome Sports Rewind.
It's very simple play. Coach, listen, Mike, I know y'all be watching. Right there. I just gave you the blueprint. Just run that shit on the 1 yard line. I will come in Florida State. I will coach the fullbacks. You don't even got to pay me. Just tell me what day you want me to come. I'll be in Tallahassee. I will make sure we are effective with this play. This play is simple. I don't need a block. I just need one person. That person's getting smacked. Violence is necessary in life. Violence wins championships, and there's nothing more violent than goal line wham package. So that was just to give my guys a little bit of what's funny? Bitching on this show got me an interview. Remember I was joking about how they be doing these spaces and be having me in these spaces as a commentator, and I'm interviewing and asking questions from all these goddamn former Noles, and I ain't never did this shit before. Chris was like, all right, next Friday. I was like, dog, I was just playing, bro. Like I don't need to be interviewed, but I'm gonna take the chance because we gotta move some packs. Oh man, yeah, that's when rough. We could not see a barber. That was a tough time for men. But you know what? PSA to fellas, it's 2 things that we got to do. One, I like backing up stuff that happened that we talked about on the show, and the Batman one is like people are concerned about Batman, and it's 2 seasons that we're in right now, fellas. It's get your girl back season and hoochie daddy season. Like it's time. The sun's out. I don't care if you're not as in great shape as you would like to be. I don't care what's going on in your life, but the hoochie daddy season, we're going to explain. I'm going to let comedian Clint Coley explain it, but I want to show people that no matter how you feel about things, because of hoochie daddy season and because of Sauce, it's always get your girl back season. And Batman shows us that it's always get your girl back season. Batman was with Jennifer Gardner, Ben Affleck was with Jennifer Gardner, and he's given the same exact facial expression. He is tired of these hoes. Ben is like, man, I'm trying to see if I can get that old thing back. And he is just like, he is fed up. I'm telling you, this is where people were talking about go younger sometimes. Like, stop trying to get that old thing, man. Go get you a new moldable bitch. Because these other ones are stuck in their ways, man. Like J-Lo got a trail of bodies longer than the trail of tears. And it's just like, I got somebody like I put, she got more rings than LeBron. Like, more people have stepped up to be engaged to her, to left up. And like, just that face. He's now what I saw him, Chris Tucker, and Matt Damon. They were on one of them, like the talking shows, right? I loved it. He had some crispy ass Jordan 1s on with his suit. And I was appreciative of that because, like, in this day, everybody feels like you gotta wear. No. This is why I titled the last show, Our Elders Are Miserable. Nobody told y'all to walk with them hard bottom ass shoes on all the time. That's why your feet fucked up. A nice suit with some nice shoes is really good, or just regular ass J's. Be comfortable. He's richer than most of us, and he's Batman, and he's wearing Jordans. Your old miserable ass is over here dressed to the nines, and nobody knows who the fuck you are, and you're not saving the world, and you can't even get your old girl back. He can get his old girl back in some J's. That's all I'm saying, man. Just pay attention. But Hoochie Daddy season. For people who don't know, this is a term, one of the few terms that I think I like when women come up. I don't like when people call me a zaddy. That's a fucking Haitian. I am American Negro. Don't know what the fuck I'm mixed with, but I know I'm not mixed with goddamn Haitian. Got a little bit of Irish because I can tell by how my great granddaddy looked. But Hoochie Daddy season is when, you know what? Let me let Clint explain it, and then we'll get into that. But right now, we show a little skin. The sky's out, thighs out. Talk to him, Clint. Oh, we gotta get that sound right. They're not letting us get the sound. Is it up at the top?
Oh, there we go. Hoochie Daddy season, meaning your beard looks good, your beard smells good, you smell good, your thighs is out, fellas. Your thighs is out, your chest is out, your nipples is out. It don't matter. You look good, my guy. That's what Hoochie Daddy season is. You look good. And women are now acknowledging it and understanding it and saying something about it. Hey, Hoochie with the shorts on. Who, me? Yes, you. Get you some, fellas. I'm excited. Fellas, it is now.
I'm telling you, them shorts that our uncles wore back in the 80s to play basketball, man, just wear them. Walk around like you gonna walk around. And I know we came up from the gangster rap era. I'm not saying do what these young boys are doing, like where you wear the skinny jeans. That's sad. That don't make no sense. What I'm saying is, fellas, as a grown ass man, my mom actually used to tell me this back in the day, and I never understood it. But as a grown ass man, wear shit that fits. And boy, I'm telling you, especially the shorts. All right, I know it's gonna be scary for some of y'all, so I don't want you to just jump off that bridge, right? Get you the 7-inch seams. That's gonna get you just above the thigh, just above the knee. It's gonna show a little thigh. When you sit down, it's gonna creep up. And I'm telling you, the women are gonna be like, oh my God, do you see them thighs? Now, I'm not telling you to go to the coochie cutter like the 3-inch and the 4-inch seam. There's some of them, I think they're going too crazy there. But between 7 and 5 is really where you want to be at. If you need some beard oil, I'm telling you, my girl with Affluent Candle Company, go in there. She got the real scents, like them scents that the three wise men ran up on Mary and Joseph with. Like, she got me with some frankincense and myrrh shit, or some juniper and things like that. I'm telling you, man, it just boom. It's gonna make your beard smell good. And I think I told y'all about wearing cologne. I did not know the power of cologne. I knew my uncles wore it, but like what's the cologne I just got? It's one of them fancy ass names. It's a really good, it's a really popular one. Anyways, I wore it and I almost got shot in Kansas City. Dude got mad because his girl was talking with me and singing 80s love songs. I wasn't even trying to do anything. If I would have known that she was interested, I would have really probably got shot. Because I would have, when people get mad about silly shit, when my intentions are pure, I like to just rank up the asshole a little bit. But it almost got me shot, dog. Almost got me shot. And I need to get this It's a couple of them that people have been telling me about. It's one that's more of a summertime flavor. But I'm just telling you, fellas, you go to. You said, yeah, them Jesus, or like, come on, man. Like, this is why when I tell people about the biblical shit, like, Mary was a hoe, and it's okay. She was a hoe for God. But, you know, my man Joseph didn't even fuck, didn't even hit once. And then she's pregnant, and then 3 dudes roll up on him with some shit that he know he can't afford. I'm just saying, do y'all read this shit? Like, what man would be happy that you don't know where this baby, you really don't know how she got pregnant. You're kind of just rolling with it because she's fine. And she said Jesus did it. Or not Jesus, she said God did it. But like, yo, then you got 3 random men just roll up on y'all in the middle of the night while y'all fleeing. So they know your whereabouts, talking about they chasing the North Star, and they giving her some shit that you can't buy. You can't afford a hotel room, let alone they giving her frankincense and myrrh and all this other stuff. Nah, dog, you know your woman, she's for the streets, bro. But that's okay. Anyways, that's not what this is about. This is not, if we get to the subscribers we need to get, then we'll do James Coleman Bible study. But people think that, well, for those who don't realize this, I'm the same way all the time. And recruiting is wild. But before I get into recruiting, I want y'all to see what we have at the high school that I coach at. We have crazy little ninjas. Like, I'm not even saying that for like, you'll play the video so they can know why I'm saying that. They are little, but I'm not saying ninja for something else. These are my 2 running backs. And I don't know if it's showing yet. Yeah, all right, yeah. We're gonna rock it. That's my starter with the front flip. That's my backup co-starter with the back flip with the elongated thing. But like, do you know how hard it is to do a fucking front flip? He could have probably did too if he really wanted to. These little motherfuckers are athletic, and they're looking for offers, and they're gonna do crazy numbers. We got a kid, Jamie French, who's a 5-star 2025. We got a kid named Drake, who's going to be who's a 4-star for 2025. Quarterbacks committed to Florida State. Terrell Jones. We got 2 corners that are committed for 2024 to go to Penn State. We got a defensive end who's getting all kinds of offers. We got talent everywhere. So what does that mean? Every coach in the nation comes to Mandarin High School because they want our guys, right? So I rolled up there yesterday. And when I come in, it's just a natural reaction to me. When I see orange and green, or when I see a UM coach that's not named Derek Nicholson or Edwin Patter and Ty Stroud, I get angry. And I just said, fuck it. I looked at, they're like, damn, James, you ain't even know you're just gonna look. So the offensive coordinator for the University of Miami came to Mandarin High School. And before I can even light him up, my son's godfather lit him up. And this is why he lit him up. So I want Miami Hurricane fans to know this is what y'all got going on at the trail. We got cats that y'all want. Look up these names. My son's godfather, he wanted me to go to this, and I was like, I'm not fucking going to Miami. They went down to Miami for the coaches clinic. He's an offensive line, played offensive line at Marshall. He's an offensive guy. He likes meeting with O-line coaches. Miami has a little, like, go Google Miami's O-line coach so we can show the people so they don't think I'm exaggerating. He's a petite male, but he's a good line coach, allegedly. Toby wanted to meet with him. This motherfucker stood Toby up while he was at the coaching clinic. Then they said, we're going to set up an opportunity for you to come meet with the coach. Yeah, that's him. Make sure. Yeah, Maribon. Yeah, that's him. Like, they said, we're going to set up a meeting for you to come, or we're going to have him give you a phone call. Actually, there's a picture of him with it. Never mind, that's fine. Like, a lineman is actually picking him up. Like, it's very, very weird. But anyways, so bottom line is, every time a Miami coach comes here, Toby tells them the story of Maribon. And every coach steps out of there and calls somebody to say, hey, man, we got to get. I told the offensive coordinator that they were like, he's like, hey, man, what's going on? Nice to meet you. I said, I have 42 reasons why none of my kids will ever go to the University of Miami. And they were like, huh? I said, we beat the fuck out of y'all, 45-3. I don't want my kids to keep going down there, getting their asses whooped. Like, that's not good. No good male role model will want this for their children. And so I'm over there doing my thing, doing my thug dizzle. And then I tell the offensive coordinator, I do give him a piece of advice. I also DM my boy Edwin Patter. I'm going to DM Todd Stroud. And I said, one of y'all motherfuckers put this little Cuban in your fucking pocket and come up here and go over this shit with my boy Toby if y'all want to continue to recruit Mandarin Mustangs. It's like, I don't care, but I'm just saying, you're not getting Jamie anyway. But like, no better way to piss off a guy who's got kids than to not give him a simple request of a fucking meeting. And it doesn't help when I tell him that they're a bunch of lying ass Cubans, and then the Cubans keep lying to him. Like, I'm just saying, just give the man a fucking phone call. Do what you say you're gonna do. He did the same thing to Tennessee before Miami fans feel like James is over there manipulating. No, your dumbass coaches don't know how to, like, if somebody said the way to get, like I keep telling Florida State fans, you want to know how we're going to get Jamie French? You know how we get Drake? I'm going to tell you this, 5,000 subscribers and 100 members. He wants to know that Florida State, like, how do they treat the alum? There's no better way to show them than what y'all continuously do for me. It's easy. It's fucking easy. Miami, you want to get a chance? Fucking bring the midget offensive line coach up here and talk to my friend about offensive line shit. Whatever the fuck it is y'all talk about. But I also go in there and I say, after I look at him, I look at the rest of the room. Any of you other motherfuckers ops too? It just so happens Louisville's in there. And he's like, and he almost hit me with the tombstone. I'll be a Huckleberry. He's like, did you play when Florida State came to Louisville in the rainstorm? I said, fuck you. It's one of my worst memories in football history. I still can't listen to this song, We Ready by Archie. I always turn it off. It's a terrible song. The motherfuckers played it at every given point. They played it when they made a 2-yard run, a touchdown. It was just, we ready. I hated that moment I was a freshman when that happened. It's over 20 years ago. Wait a minute, we're in 2023, 21 years ago this year. And I still remember vividly how much I hated that shit. It rained nonstop from Wednesday morning when we landed until Friday at 3 a.m. when we left after the game was over because we couldn't leave right away because it was too much rain or some shit like that. And the runway was flooded. It was a terrible moment. But anyways, that's what happened with recruiting. But all was right in the football world because Florida State is hot in not just recruiting, but in the transfer portal. We got guys like Charles Lester still doing stuff for us. We got guys like texting me from the okay. All right. I gotta pause. Does anybody else get these random text messages from people acting like they know you and talking about they want to date or some shit like that? So I'm not only bringing this because it just happened. Hello, dear. I'm Amy. Are you my date on the dating site? I'm not on any dating sites. Can we date each other? I have sent you my picture. Did you get it? Even if I was on a dating site, which camera are we in? This one? Yeah. I have never in my life encountered a woman that looks like that. Yeah, that's not that. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Anyways. Beginning of May, I can't call them cousins because I'm getting too old. So I gotta call them nephew now. Because they could technically be my kids. We had my nephew come to Tallahassee, and he's one of the top wide receivers. His name is Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman just committed to Florida State. And if you click on that first link, Miles, hopefully they won't make us go through the commercial. Not that one. That was me talking shit about the Miami coach. The highlights of Keon, yeah. Well, that's who it is. We can put that up there. But Keon Coleman committed, but it should be like an ESPN highlight video on there. But or maybe it's just it's where you gotta, damn it, it didn't highlight. Here, I'll send you a link for Facebook. But we got a 4-star wide receiver, Keon Coleman. We actually recruited him a little while back. When he was when he was going into college. But the only reason we didn't get him is because he wanted to play basketball as well. Went up to Michigan State, didn't do anything his freshman year, blew up last season. Had about 800 yards receiving, a bunch of different catches. I just sent it to you, Miles. And while he's not a lot of people are giving him, he's going to definitely make our offense way better, right? He's not a stretcher though. But what he is though is an unbelievably reliable possession wide receiver with a great catch radius and can make the acrobatic catches. And what he's going to do is he's going to make it very difficult for defensive coordinators to not play fair football. Like when you get a good, like right now, Johnny Wilson, who's our big time wide receiver, is coming back. You double team him and you make other people beat you. But by double teaming him, you're going to leave Keon Coleman wide open, Kentrell Portier wide open, numerous other wide receivers wide open, not including Jaheim Bell. Not including the fact that you still have running backs like Trey Benson. You still have running backs like Lawrence Toafili. We have a plethora of riches now for Jordan Travis to be able to get with. And when I'm watching this film, and we're gonna play these highlights for you, I'm gonna play these highlights for you. If you go out to the next email, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say like he's just not necessarily breaking open, but he's really making the contested catch. So if you play just the video, I don't want them looking at that part. Actually, no, I guess I don't mind that person. I thought that was Snow Cone. But we'll go here, and this is him playing against Michigan. Good team. And just we're here. We got trips to the other side. He's on the bottom of the screen. One-on-one, bring the safety over the top, makes the catch, goes into the end zone. So while that's what I mean. Why there's no separation, the guy is there, but the way he can pinpoint the ball and high point it, he's always open. So another situation, just high points the ball. That wasn't his fault that he had to make that catch like that. Guy should have just threw it to the back of the end zone. He did have the guy beat, but this right here, that was a great catch. Another situation where he has the guy beat, quarterback's just ass, which is why he left Michigan State.
Hayden Thorne, 6 for his first 11, 6 different receivers.
Another situation where he technically has the guy beat, but again, the guy's not bad coverage by the corner. He just is able to make the catch. So what I'm saying is while this just gives us more riches at the wide receiver position, again, high point, boom. This is just a weapon for Jordan Travis. And I think in the ACC, with what else we have going on, he'll have more opportunities to get more wide open than he is right now. Because again, you have to be accountable for Johnny Wilson, Trey Benson, Jaheim Bell. And if you have all of those guys covered, right, you still got to be responsible for Jordan Travis and his legs. It was a great pickup. People want to play for Mike Norvell. They have a great year. I think this recruiting class is going to be remarkable. The next two, it's going to be crazy in terms of that. But fan bases are hating, but they're really shook. They're really shook. What do you do for Johnny Wilson, Nephew Coleman? This should be you get that one. Nephew Coleman, Trey Benson, Lawrence Toafili, Jaheim Bell, all these guys. Fan bases are keeping their pride, but deep down inside, this is what every defensive coordinator is doing right now in their press conference when they're talking to the head coach. What are you going to do to match up these guys?
So we don't have the capacity.
They're just saying, what did you say,
we don't
DC?
have
How
the
you gonna stop
capacity.
them?
So we don't have the capacity.
We know Miami's DC is going to say that. we know UF's DC, who nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about except for UF fans. They're going to do that. But the real thing is just, like I said, I'm proud. When I saw it, I knew what was happening. I follow these things all the time. But when Nephew was coming, I just had a proud moment because there's a thing that I'm not gonna allow my kids to do it. I did it when I was their age because I was young and dumb, and I never had my name on the back of the on a jersey. But right now, I just can't. I have jerseys in my house, framed of other people. I just can't wear another man's name on the back of my jersey. But now, I will go buy my sons a Keon Coleman jersey because they're wearing their name on the back of the jersey. Now they can go up to somebody because there's already Lanier Coleman is there, one of the strength and conditioning coaches. I go up and say, cuz. I'm going to go and say, cuz. Now, the one thing that is scary, there is a kid that's a top running back coming out of the boot. Now, I was able to fact check this one. I couldn't have done this one. There's no way possible he's my child. This other one, though, when we rewind back to when I spent some time in New Orleans, he could have been my kid, but we got to start watching these Colemans. Like if there's another Coleman coming from Tallahassee, there's a Coleman coming from Louisiana, or even there's some Colemans coming to Jacksonville, I got to know who their mama is just to make sure, we're not doing stuff. But fan bases, because he went and visited earlier this month, were just like, well, he ain't cut because he didn't commit right away. He's not coming, is what they were saying. And actually, my bad. I'm going to read this tweet, Miles, but I don't need to show this. Go back to the Keon Coleman one because that came from his page. And I want you to go to his Twitter and look at his likes. No, not that one. It was the one that was the actual edit. Damn, you might have deleted that one. Because the new fallback thing is when you fail, you automatically have to say you got outbid by the NIL, right? Or the boosters got them. Whoa recruiting, WAOM recruiting. Further, it is not, hold on, he goes in there. To be fair, everything I said up to this point, I said it was accurate. We strive to bring everybody the best and most up-to-date information. Basically, he said he was coming to the SIP. Further, when I talked to my boy who works there, click on his Twitter page. So I want people to know what we got. We got a real one. This is how you know how you go and recruit too. I go look at his likes. Like scroll down. I go to the little column that says, yeah. So we're gonna check that. Just hold that for a second. When you look at a kid's likes, you start to understand what the kid is like. He said, further, it's not our fault. Ole Miss and Coleman agreed to terms, and when he wanted more, OM cut off negotiations. He's making it seem like the kid was greedy. Now, go to his page and we'll scroll down. I don't know about God's plan, or all that other shit, but you're gonna start seeing the theme. Keep scrolling. You're gonna be looking for specific pictures. You're gonna see them here in a second. Keep on. You can go a little faster. But whoa. 1, keep scrolling down. 2, scrolling. 3, keep scrolling. 4, keep scrolling. That's his commitment picture. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna see some more here. There you go. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. The theme is he likes women, and he likes his women seasoned and seared. I don't know if you've ever been to where Ole Miss or looked at Ole Miss. It don't look like them pictures that he just posted. Now, if it looked like a bunch of Rebecca's and Melissas and things like that, I would be like, you know what? We don't really have a chance. You know where those women are located? Tallahassee, Florida, across the railroad tracks, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. We use FAMU for the win again. Bobby Bowden's secret sauce and secret formula in recruiting, Mike Norvell has taken advantage of. That boy got brought here and went across the tracks and went to a goddamn frat party and fell in love and was smitten. Telling you, women are the biggest recruiters in recruiting. They don't understand sometimes that there's some flaws that come with these bad women, but it's helped since the beginning of time. A lot of people are saying that, one person, King D 305, Coleman at FSU for Guthries, and that's it. And then my boy Rel said we're gonna put that tweet in the pack and smoke it. Like basically, this is what we're doing to all trolls right now. Even though I want everybody to realize, do y'all realize the Locks ain't nothing but grown-ass John Morans? Them boys went to private school. Them boys ain't from the fucking hood. Jadakiss grew up with both parents and a dad who was an executive at a coffee company, making bread. And y'all mad at John Morant when this bunch like Tupac was 17 years old before he found gangsters. And he was all fem. Anyways, but that's basically what we doing. We rolling up our foes and packs is smoking it this year. Because it's not just about Keon. It's about the entire team. Jared Verse, got the Heisman odds coming out. And so I guess I got to put $100 down to get $1,200 on my boy Jay Trav. Because right now, Caleb Williams has the best odds of repeating it. But that's also, we have Jared Verse. So Jared Verse is one of the top defensive, not one of the top defensive end in the nation per On3 Sports. It's like when you look at the different pieces that Florida State has, it is amazing. And now I'm going to give Brandon Sonnone, some props. People keep saying that, is this sustainable? It's not sustainable. Mike Norvell can't keep using the transfer portal to be able to get this. Well, let's just look at the facts, because I'm about facts. Quarterback Jordan Travis, all ACC second team, transfer. Trey Benson led the country in broken tackles, transfer. Before that, Joshua Corbin, second in ACC in yards per carry, transfer. Wide receiver Johnny Wilson, transfer, 800 plus receiving yards. Wide receiver Micah Pittman last year, who's transferred out, had 300 plus receiving yards, which is pretty good for a option guy. Offensive tackle Devontae Love Taylor was all ACC. Dylan Gibbons was all ACC first team, who was a transfer. Dimitri Emmanuel was all ACC second team. The only thing we don't have right now is a center and a tight end. And I think Jaheim Bell will be all ACC. That's an entire fucking offense of transfers that have had high success. Something about the system and other people not using it right would be a great argument right now. Defensive end, Jermaine Johnson, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, first round draft pick to the New York Jets. Defensive end, Jared Verse, first team all ACC. Defensive tackle, Fabian Lovett, all ACC twice. Kier Thomas, who's now with the Los Angeles Rams, all ACC. Tatum Bethune, transfer from UCF, all ACC in his first year. Jarian Jones, his fourth cornerback ranked nationally in zone coverage. Jamie Robinson, all ACC first team, fifth round pick. I'm just saying, damn, that's almost a fucking starting defense. And that's not including some of the other pickups that you got. So it's not sustainable to just keep getting guys. But it is sustainable if you have a system. And what happens is that system allows the guys that you recruit to actually be developed and be able to go into it. It's Jimmy's and Joe's, but sometimes it's about development. And you cannot argue with that kind of development. Arguing with that development is showing that you're one thing, a hater. And as a guy who was not happy with Mike Norvell's success on the field, one thing I am not is a fucking hater. I pray the only prayer I have every night before I close my eyes is, if I go to bed a hater, please don't let me wake up. And I think if more men had more father figures in their life, they'll be participating in Hoochie Daddy season and not being haters. Especially you people who wake up every fucking morning and talk about LeBron James and how bad he is. Like, you don't be a hater your whole life. Children are watching. Talk about what's wrong with this society. It's you. But what's really wrong with our society is that we don't protect our OGs enough. Like, we exalt guys like Steven Jackson, Stephen A. Smith, this dude Charleston White, who I don't mind any of them, by the way. But I think they're clowns. They're jokers. But we don't protect the guys like our OG Bob Kendricks. Now, Bob Kendricks, if you don't know who that is, we just talked about it on our show. I think it was last week, it was 2 weeks ago, when the guy said the Nigger League Museum. I made a statement that day. I don't necessarily know if he should be fired. I don't think it was an honest mistake. I think it was a big fuck up, but I don't care enough. I want to know what Bob Kendricks has to say. I will follow Bob Kendricks' lead. So what did Bob Kendrick, who's an OG, who is a baseball ambassador, who is a guy that would really, like, I promise you, if you don't like baseball, this man made me go watch baseball for 2 days after I left him. If I ever make enough money or if I do some stuff, I want to come down and sit with him, and I want story ideas to discuss the Negro Leagues, because he told some stories that the books, people are going to try to hide. But man, his stuff was so good. And Bob said, I'm extremely disappointed, but I forgive him. And oh my goodness, you would have thought this man said, I want people to I want slavery back. All he said was, I forgive him. So let's play the little clip, a little bit of this news clip. I think Bob Kendrick came up on that, but they were talking about the controversy surrounding Negro League president Bob Kendrick's reason to forgive.
Now to a follow-up on a story we brought you last week. Oakland A's broadcaster Glenn Kuiper suspended indefinitely after accidentally using a horrible racial slur on air. It's clearly accidental. Kuiper was getting ready to call a game earlier this month.
I'm not going to say clearly
the A's and the
accidental.
Royals.
That's a stretch.
During the pregame show,
I've
he was telling
never
his audience
once heard anybody
how
call
he
it
and
the
his
Nigger
co-host
League Museum.
spent their day in Kansas City, and he was trying to celebrate and highlight the Negro League Baseball Museum, whose mission it is to preserve the history of the African American players who were not allowed to compete in Major League Baseball.
Apologize if
not him. That's the old white guy who
yesterday.
said it. Here we
They
go.
know he was generally excited to be here. The word is painful and has no place in our society. And while I don't pretend to know Glenn's heart, I do know that my heart is one of forgiveness. I hope all of you will find it in yours to do the same. Kendrick says for that forgiving approach, he has been receiving hate mail. Now remember, Kuiper was trying to bring attention to the museum. He had just spent the day there with Mr. Kendrick. Let's be clear. There is no doubt.
We can stop on this.
Particularly ugly history in this country. It is.
Yeah, but I don't know what twilight zone we're living in here as Black people the last 2 weeks. Because I think when the Ja Morant thing happened this weekend, is that when that happened with the gun stuff? Black people are taking the role of historically what white people have taken. Like calling people thugs that ain't thugs. Not practicing forgiveness. Getting mad because of things, like people not getting mad with you. And the only reason I know this is because as a guy who's I'm a registered Republican. I always tell people this, but I pick on everybody. When I see my Republican friends get mad at dog whistle stuff, I say, show me the proof, because I want to be angry like you. I want to be mad with you. Like, because you seem like this is really fueling you and really bothering you. I want to be bothered too. And what happens is when you keep going back and you ask why, they never give you anything that's tangible. You don't really have a reason why you're upset outside of your own projections of what you feel should have happened if you're in that position. What Bob Kendrick did was not bad. The guy was kind of wrong. Not kind of, he was wrong. There's no way you fuck up and say Nigger League Museum. And the problem is that we're the ones who are really bashing people for all of this. And we're the ones looking like normally we're not the ones on the wrong side of history. And right now we're looking like we're the ones on the bad side of history. And I'm trying to figure out why. What's the purpose? Right. Because now that motherfucker got his ass whooped and was forgiving people. I just want us to realize and recognize that there are real issues in this world that we're dealing with. And we don't have to blow up stuff. And sometimes it is the right thing to just turn the other cheek. Because while this man was speaking in the tone of how dare you call a white man racist and not forgive him, he brought up good points. His point was he was raising awareness of the museum. And had he not said Nigger League Museum, it would have been a really good spot, because everything else he said was spot on. Right. Including like in the barbecue from the place that he went to.
For people who want to chastise that guy, I always wonder, what do you do? Do you donate? Do you do a bag?
That's what.
If you don't do nothing,
You know what I tell people all the time? Like they're like with John Morant, with the John Morant stuff, right? You realize you're listening and you support a guy who gets paid by alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I have literally taken videos in my car with guns. Bump stocks too, which are actually I need to make sure I register my bump stock weapon. It's going to be illegal, so y'all really gonna hate me with the illegal weapon, even though it's registered. And y'all ain't never caught. And the crazy part is when I was talking about the book. If you go read my tweet about the book bag drop, I was very deliberate with what I said. The thugs were the ones who actually did the book bag drops when I was growing up. Those were the guys who gave us a couple $100 when we were catching the city bus to be able to go. You know who never came back to my neighborhood? And why I never wanted to, why I have never wanted to act like a lawyer outside of Harvey from Suits, because he's fly. I never had doctors come back to my neighborhood. Like there are guys like who is very mad at Ja, and we keep having spirited debates. And I love my OG Rob DeLoach. I'll see him this weekend. He ain't getting me to agree with him, but I love his approach. He's in the trenches.
Right.
It's always amazing. Like I joke with people about my book bag drive. Not one Democratic politician has ever given money to my book bag drives. But you know who has? All the fucking Republicans, ones that y'all say are racist. So I don't give a. And then one person said, "Well, would they have given that to you if you weren't who I was?" I don't give a fuck. Would you be talking to me if I wasn't who I was? The point is that they gave for something that costs money to be able to do, and they're there. A lot of them are there. They're spending their time, talent, and resources. And so many of us, the only thing that we spend is our time talking about it on social media.
Right.
When if you took the time to actually like go, like if you went to if the Negro League Museum was popular in Black culture, you know what that man wouldn't have probably had to do? Talk about it.
Yeah.
The problem is many of you have probably gone to Kansas City and didn't even know. Some people don't even know that there was a Negro Leagues. Some people don't even know why there was a need for a Negro League. And I don't blame you, because I didn't know until HBO happened to do it was Black History Month. They were running out of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X shit to say when I was growing up. So they made two movies. They made one, I think it was called like Changing the Game or something. And they highlighted some of the figures that weren't Jackie Robinson in the Negro Leagues. Now it was very fictional, and that's what I hate about it, but it was good. The guy who looks like LeBron James when he gets older was in the black man. He was Satchel Paige, who's one of the best pitchers that you'll ever imagine. Was it Bob Gibson or it was Gibson? Josh Gibson. There is a Bob Gibson as well. And Jackie Robinson. They treated them like they all played on the same team, which they didn't. And then they also had the Tuskegee Airmen, because a lot of people don't know that there was an all-black fighter unit that literally never lost a bomber plane, and and they were some badass motherfuckers. And we didn't know because the movie told us. So what I'm saying is that if we actually took an opportunity to go learn about ourselves, we wouldn't have to worry about some guy getting up there and having to give our museum. I actually have a picture of me running those bases too.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Again, and the reason why is because I know Bob. Well, I don't know Bob. I met Bob Kendricks once, and he gave me about 4 hours of his time. And it literally wasn't playing. Somebody told him I was coming to town, and I did radio on Jax, and then he came up there, and we sat for 2 hours and 2.5 hours in front of the museum before he gave me a personal tour of the museum. And he told me story after story after story after story, and each story was more interesting. And I promise you, if they played baseball the way that the Negro Leagues play baseball would still be America's favorite sport. Again, we pick and choose which OGs we want to listen to. This is an OG that, like I said, the respect I have for him was I said, I'll be, again, like I just told my friends, I want to know what you're angry about. Let me know so I could be angry too.
Right.
If he's not mad, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be mad, because he is literally the embodied. He is that museum. So But protection also doesn't just go for our black OGs; it goes for our young Gs too. Protect Trevor Lawrence. He's a treasure that Jacksonville needs to be successful. Decent college quarterback, very bad pro quarterback. Still don't know why he got drafted. Dan Orlovsky, however you say his name, put out his like a interesting quarterback list. And again, I usually hate. I know most years I hate list Twitter. I think quarantine made list Twitter better because this is a good list.
We're already our white movies.
Yeah, white movie that's list. Like, but I'm saying like now I'm like okay, I'm in the list Twitter now because like this isn't just top 10 quarterbacks. That's okay, subjective. This is subjective too, but it gets the people going. Quarterbacks you win because of in 2023.
Ooh.
Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Like no order in that, just boom. That's it. And like you could go through that and like, man, you know what, Josh Allen. If Josh Allen wasn't on the Bills, I don't think the Bills would be going like they're going. Aaron Rodgers, you know, for you people, as much as y'all hate LeBron, people, those same people love Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers has not won anything in quite some time. Joe Burrow, who I would never say his name the same way because of Patrick Mahomes' daddy, really good. Lamar Jackson, the same people who are getting mad at John Morant were mad at Lamar Jackson for having his mom as an agent and were proving that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Trevor, who had a great year last year, and we're hoping that he builds on that success. Herbert is getting in that like it's becoming Aaron Rodgers light to me. Like people been talking about you for quite some time, dog, and you can't get out. Like the Chargers are just like you're just good enough to be like right at the bottom.
Right.
Like it's time for you to take a step, man. Patrick Mahomes might go down as the greatest quarterback that ever played. And Jalen Hurts, I like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is good. Yeah. And this is where it gets controversial because there's a camp where people like I got a guy Bernie who gets really sensitive, and my boy Dibby gets his hairline starts receding more, his beard line starts receding because he can't lose any more hair. When you start talking about some of these guys, and that guy's Tua. You got Mac up in New England, Jimmy G, Dak, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and Geno up in Seattle. You can win a lot with those guys. And then big questions answering the season: Matt Stafford, Ritter, Fields, Justin Fields, Jones, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett. I kind of like that bottom list because Sierra's husband has been really bad the last couple of years, and y'all been letting him get off because he looks like Carlton Banks, and he's a really nice guy. But he's starting to prove like why nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
But I want to go the one that made people argue was Tua. And one of my friends said Tua should be in the quarterbacks you win because of, and he had no real factual things. It just was all I like Tua.
Before the injury, he had like the highest completed percentage.
He was very dink and dunk.
Yeah.
But look at what Tua has around him. Now, granted, it hasn't won. So that's what I'm not saying because like Josh Allen has the same stuff that you got two good wide receivers, a good running back, and I think a decent tight end. So like you should be winning games, right?
Right.
Joe Burrow, same thing. Lamar Jackson don't have shit and just wins. Trevor this season should have all of the things that all the recipes on offense: good running back, tight end, multiple wide receiver threats. Pat Mahomes had a tight end, got better losing his top wide receiver. This is the crazy part. Pat Mahomes lost his best wide receiver to the Dolphins with Tua and won a Super Bowl. Tua got that guy and learned and became a member of O Block after he got tossing up them gang signs. But now Tua has the running back. Potentially, though, they're looking at thinking Dalvin Cook might go to them. It's like they keep putting you in positions and daring you to fail. And like you should be Yeah, like he's just like, no, I don't wanna win. And people are like mad because of that. But this was again, you know what he used? And I really wish he was alive because I wonder how good he would be. We wouldn't have Corey Holcomb, I don't think. Patrice O'Neal needs to be. He used the Patrice O'Neal scale of rating. Patrice O'Neal talked about don't rate women on a scale of 1 to 10. There's not enough leeway in there. Rate them on a scale of 1 to 30. Because you could be pretty, if you're a 10, you're pretty ugly. If you're a 20, you're pretty average though. But like where most people will probably live comfortably in is that 15 to 23 range. 30 is like you just bad. But like you got like, so 20 to 30, like, is Beyonce the finest woman on earth? But she's not, but she ain't average though. No. So you can't say Beyonce is a 7 or an 8, right? Is how you get the beehive on you. That's disrespectful. But if you said Beyonce is a 26 out of 30, she is still in the upper percentile. Rihanna, like when you get around Rihanna, you even if you don't like, you get around Rihanna, you start saying shit like, I just want to get a towel and I'll pat her forehead dry. Like silly shit. But she's not a 30. But she's gorgeous. But she's not a 30. I don't really know who's a 30. But see, like the problem is like, is anybody truly perfection? Because there's a dude out there who doesn't like it. There's guys who are going to watch this and look at Keon Coleman and think he made the worst decision in women.
Facts. Yeah, I get you.
Hell, there was remember the guy that we put on here that said you're having gay traits if you like a woman with a fat ass or some shit like that. Like that guy right now is just like, that guy should have went to heaven. In Mississippi where all the booties are flat. Man, never mind. I'm not gonna say that's too close to home. I saw some man. I think sundresses should be banned for some women. If you ain't got a curve or at least some boobs, if you flat chested and flat booty, there's got to be another thing. There's got to be another wave for you. Because the sundress ain't supposed to be that flowy. It's supposed to like, the booty is supposed to eat a little bit of the sundress when you, like if you've been sitting down for 30 minutes and you get up and you don't have to pull your sundress out your butt, you're not supposed to wear sundresses. I'm just here for, I'm not telling you this as I don't even know what kind of ist that would be, but like as a no assist, whatever. But I'm just saying like, it's just like when y'all women say men shouldn't wear gray sweatpants or whatever, like blah, blah, blah. It's similar thing for that. But the quarterback list was dope. And I'll end it with this because this one is good. This is going into your weekend. I want you to have as good a weekend as you can. But I want us all to live lives where we can be aspirational if you can. But like this moment right here was dope. And I don't care how you feel about Ben Crump. I happen to know Ben. Ben got my mama some money in a car. What she got in a car accident. I think sometimes he takes things to the next level. It's the last one. But 25-year-old Khalil Watson received his associate's degree walking across stage at Reynolds Community College with the help of a robotic exoskeleton 7 years after he was shot and left paralyzed. This man got his degree, associate's degree, fighting through a lot of stuff. But here's the crazy part, is he did it. He walked across the stage. So like, just watch this little motivation going into your weekend. I mean, when I first saw it, I was shouting like that woman at my phone. Oh, wow. He has a full mech suit. Yeah. One of the things about graduations that I think people take too seriously, like I think you should be able, if you spend a bunch of money on stuff like your degree, I think you should be able to celebrate. Do a fucking backflip. do all these different things, but definitely moments like this, everybody should. They tell you to hold your applause. If you held your applause on this, you're un-American. And we take things for granted until you don't have them anymore. I'll use myself as an example. Right now, I'm breathing. It feels great, right? I didn't realize how much I took breathing for granted till I couldn't breathe. Or it hurt so bad that I had to like, you can literally, your mind is so powerful that when you're in extreme pain, you can actually make a choice to not breathe for a second. Like, and I had to make those choices. I saw it with my mother. My mother just had neck surgery and she's great now. She's in rehab. But like, to watch her go through occupational therapy after less than 24 hours after she had the neck surgery, and just to hear her say, I know I can do it. My body just hasn't caught up yet. And then to see her go from barely being able to stand up to walking.
Right.
It wasn't a great walk, wasn't as fast as she normally walks, but it was a nice slow strut, and I know that she's going to get better. But I know this too. She doesn't take for granted being able to walk like she used to. See, my grandmother now, who again, old people start saying shit like, oh, maybe it's just my time to go and blah, 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 or put me in a home until your ass get put in the fucking home. And then you see them people who don't have the people coming back and forth to see them like you have. And you don't have your freedoms, and your freedoms are restricted. And they tell you can't go until you get physically better to where you can walk. But see, my grandmother make up her mind at 85 fucking years old that she's going to start training and getting better. Man, I saw a video of that woman walk. I said, hey, man, hey, bitch, slow the fuck down. It was like she was goddamn sprinting in that damn walker. But the point is that shit's inspirational. I watched that, and it's like, damn, I don't want to, like, my mom's thing, I don't ever want to have neck surgery. But I know, like we showed the touchdown in the beginning, I did a lot of stupid shit. I ran into people. You're not supposed to do that. So I may have that, but I know I can get through it because I've seen somebody else get through worse. So we've seen this young man do that. Congratulations to him. This is the weekend, man. Make sure you have a great weekend. If you don't mind, please consider becoming a member. We have memberships as low as, I believe, $3.99, all the way up to the all-in level of $99.99. Either one of those levels is great. If you could tell a friend to subscribe, make sure we push the likes, make sure you continue to comment, see something that you like. I must go ahead and say I saw something from I'm not going to talk about that, but I'm not ready. But if you see something you like, share it with somebody, get a friend. We need those likes, we need those views. Because again, if you can't pay something, let the advertisers pay it. All we really need is the support. So and each month we've got more and more revenue from advertisers, and a lot of that's because you guys have been growing this channel, and I appreciate you. So have a great weekend. If you can, we're going to be pushing the book bag drive every week, every day, every week, every whatever. And hopefully we'll be talking about that. Hopefully more people will join on board with that, and we can get this thing great. So on that note, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.